What?
I got it. Yeah.
You got your little porn stuff is up?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So
okay. I don't know, Dave. Look, keep in mind that I don't think you believe it, but I'm the best. I can still whoop your ass in all this NCAA Madden games.
okay. Here we go.
You got street. I'm better than you. There's no way to put it to you. I'm better than you.
Oh, we proved it last time. They didn't get to see it.
No, we're gonna fucking record. Like
We're
it's like
recording.
like Raul's been asking, and you know what? I'm with him. When the fuck are we gonna race?
Well, we could do it fucking right now.
Nah,
Do it like, yeah, that's right.
not right now. We're recording. We're recording.
We'll do the race soon though.
Raul, you're hearing this. I'm the one that wants it. This guy's baby. He's the one he don't want the fucking smoke.
Wait, what are we gonna run? I don't even know. Is it 40?
We're running fucking 40. I can't run 100. I got it. We live.
Go.
Welcome back to the Nothing Less podcast. I am your host Alexis. I got my co-host David.
Yo,
Dave,
what's up?
Sir Dave. Dave the Third.
Dave the Third.
I'm
Love
Unico. I am myself.
Wow.
Damn.
Like that little side.
Yeah. You missed the camera.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Happy Tuesday. This is January the 12th. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good week. Anticipation is growing heavy for this weekend. Divisional playoffs, UFC. I think we're gonna try to get that UFC breakdown soon. We'll get that done for sure. But if anything, Dave, how was your day? How was everything? How are you feeling? I know you're waiting for the Saints to beat the damn Bucks, and you know that I could beat your ass in any sports game there is. No, man, no cap.
Dude, catch me on that SSX, bro, snowboarding. No, anyways, enough of all that. My day was pretty cool. I was telling Lex off air that I went back to subbing. It was a breath of fresh air. I know, like previous podcast episodes, I was like, yo, man, I'm tired of this. You know what I mean? I just wanna
fuck a kid up, bro.
No, but I mean, I love the kids, but yeah, man, it was a breath of fresh air, dude. I'm so glad I got to get back at it, you know. So fuck, man, I'm just hyped, man. I'm hyped for this episode. I'm hyped for the divisional round. It's gonna be wild. I like the teams that got in. I like the teams that like won and stuff like that. We don't get to see any lopsided shit.
Yeah. What's cool about my friends on Facebook? Friends on Facebook. There's a lot of diversity in fandoms.
Yeah.
Like I have a friend that's a Seahawks fan. Like he was, preseason. Or not preseason, but like before the season started, he was like, we got it. We're here. And they're not there. The divisional started. And then you got like my boy like Raul, Titans fan and all that. You don't got it.
Happens.
And obviously you got my majority Cowboys fan and all that. But
hey, join the couch, guys. Join the couch right here.
Yeah. Well, I should move.
Oh yeah.
Since them Saints.
Join the couch.
Yeah, but I'm wearing an Ohio State hat. Ohio State lost yesterday. They got clapped.
Oh, dude.
They got slapped by the Heisman and the front and the runner up with Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Mac Jones, a future NFL quarterback. So, yeah.
And it was wild too, because that was like one of the first years that I've seen Alabama really have like an offense like that, like an offense that is wild on all cylinders. They were running the ball with ease. And passing, as we all know, I don't know if we're ready to give him that KD treatment. The KD, they're already calling Devontae Smith the Slim Reaper. That's KD's kind of.
KD's an unofficial nickname because he doesn't like it.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
He didn't like that one or the servant.
The servant, the serpent.
Yeah, now a servant. He was because he was serving people. that was a nickname for that one, but nonetheless. The week is starting off with a lot of potential and there's a lot of moving parts in the little transactions. Like you got the Packers. I think since they lost David Bakhtiari, they picked up Jared Valdehier, one of the tallest linemen in the game. He got signed off the practice squad of, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Washington. Might be. Don't quote me on that one. You can fact check.
No, you quoted.
Fact check me on that. I think it was it might be him. Yeah. Jared Valdehier. Here. And then you got like for example, who's out? Oh yeah, so I think Zach Moss from the Bills is out, so they signed
Yeah, so there you
Devontae Freeman off the
go. Did they?
from the
I didn't
Giants
see this.
practice squad. Yeah, so he's in. So it's a lot of moving parts and all that stuff in that sense. So the NFL is getting exciting, and like we mentioned, the UFC is gonna get exciting, and the NBA
Yeah.
is going through a lot of postponements and waves, a lot of COVID positives. A lot of teams have that were positive once have tested positive again. So it's a lot of moving parts for them. See how that's gonna work out. Maybe we'll have a conversation of that and maybe a next episode because this is more or less football only, and America's sport. You know, move away back baseball
Yeah.
and hockey and cricket
Cricket.
and golf and I guess softball. I don't know if people like softball, but with that being said, what's our first game on the slate day? We got no, not the Seahawks.
Yeah, right.
Psych.
Oh, yeah.
We got the Rams versus the Bears, the number 6 versus the numero uno, the frozen tundra as people like to call it, Lambeau Field, Aaron Rodgers versus a broken thumb, Jared Goff. You got the top defense in the league against pretty much one of the top offenses in the league. They're clashing. We at this point, I don't know. We know the temperature or the weather. What's gonna happen with that? But what we do know is Dave's gonna break this one down for us. Dave, what do you think about this game? What do you think about the X's and O for this game? What's gonna be one of the key factors to all this? And maybe what's a matchup we have to see that's gonna be potentially game changing or even just game changing.
I think, well, I just want to go out and say this. I was wrong. I was wrong from last week.
You picked the Seahawks to blow them out. The Rams.
Yeah, I picked that. That's what I picked. But yeah, the Rams system, the machine, it kept going well without Jared Goff, and then well, of course, John Wolford got injured.
Second quarter.
Yeah,
Or second series. It might have been. I think
Was
it
it
was
second series?
I think it was the second series.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought it was like somewhere on like the third or something like that.
No. By the second quarter, I think Jared Goff was already in.
Yeah. Well, anyways, and then even with that, Jared Goff with two and I think they're hyping him up so much with the two tubes in his thumb. He was still able to pull it off. He didn't go off too crazy. He had nine completions for 19. As we all know, it's not really based on the passing. It's he does that really bootleg and then he checks it down, or if something's over top, he does it over top. But the system ran well. The running game was there. Everything was there. And I think going into Lambeau Field, I think they going off of momentum, they could really shock the Packers. I think the Packers fan, especially the fan base, I don't think they know what's coming over there. I don't think they really understand how scary this Rams defense is, and this Ram defense, this Ram running attack, it's getting scary, man. I think with Cooper Kupp back, that was a big addition. When they got him back for this game, I think man, it's gonna be a tough game, and for Aaron Rodgers, I think especially with that blocking system, I like the Packers blocking system, but against tough D line like this, I don't know if you guys ever seen the blocking system that the Packers have, especially in their pass blocking. Shout out to Brett Coleman, he really breaks it down real nice. Go ahead and watch his YouTube video on that.
But who's gonna break it down better? Dave.
Well, yeah, they get away with holding every single time.
But who doesn't? Let's be honest.
No, like that's how they're taught though. They're taught they're taught to really grab above your shoulders, and as we all know, if you move too much to the right, move too much to the left, it's a holding call.
Of course.
But they've mastered it. They perfected it. But yeah, this Rams defense, especially their D line, it's gonna be quite tough for the Packers to even move to get Aaron Jones going. And as we all know, that matchup, that Ramsey versus Devontae Adams, there you go. I was drawing blanks on his name, but man, I think that's the most excited most game that I'm excited about. But
How dare you?
come on, bro, come on. It's the first divisional game. And shout out to Mito. I think he watches he's watched a couple episodes. And Aldahir, all you Packers fans out there. I don't know if you guys really know. Oh, I know Aldahir. Aldahir's really like.
And Martin.
Martin Dean, yeah, our own. Um,
Homie.
I think I don't know if someone really know what's gonna happen. You know, I think. I really think the Rams could really upset it, and here's why. Here's why I think. I think the run attack it's gonna be a very close game though. The run attack for the Rams is gonna be. I think they're gonna be able to really grind out the Packers. Um, as we saw with the Seahawks. I mean, the Seahawks, come on, we can't really compare Seahawks to Packers based on defense, but I really think they could really grind out that linebacker core that they have. Really, I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I have a question. Who do you think's gonna win the coaching battle, McVay or McFleur?
McFleur, two great young coaches. I think McVay kind of edges him out just a little bit because he was able to experience a Super Bowl versus Bill Belichick, one of the best, I think the best football coach ever, or not the best, I think in his category alone, let alone like play calling and the way how he's able to recruit people. I think he's in a league of his own, and just the fact that Sean McVay has been in that situation before, and LaFleur isn't really he's not really experienced at this level. I think that you're gonna really see you're gonna really see a difference between
the experience.
Both of them. Yeah, in experience wise.
Yeah, McVay's already been to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, exactly. But I think Sean McVay really wins that battle, especially offensively, because I think his defense is it's already set. He doesn't really have to touch there. He doesn't really have to put in his word there. But yeah, I think McVay is really.
Okay. Talking more for in the trenches maybe. Do you think the Rams O-line is gonna take advantage of the D line of the Packers? Because the D line of the Packers has been getting off. Pause. They've been making moves.
Uh-huh.
I think we mentioned a couple episodes ago. Darius Smith's picking it up. Preston Smith's picking it up. Kenny Clark's picking it up. All those players are picking it up. Do you think Cam Akers, Henderson, Malcolm Brown, and all of them are gonna be able to get enough holes, find enough spots to get through against this defense that is playing pretty good and confidently because how good their offense has been playing. Mm-hmm. They kind of, how they say, they tuck their ears back because most of the time the Packers are putting them in high, they're winning by 10 to 15 points. Most of these teams are just passing the ball. So when they try to sneak in a run, is that going to happen? Is that going to be allowed? Do you think?
I think.
Do you think Cam Akers is going to make it happen? He's the start back. He's
for sure the starter. But I think, especially I don't really want to make this pro Rams, but that Packers defense is I've seen them have trouble especially against a zone run. And that zone run is basically the whole Rams offense, and I've seen them really I've seen them have trouble with moving the line or going with the offensive line, but I think they could make some plays, kind of make it a little tough for the Rams. That's why I say it's going to be a close game. I think they're really going to shut the skies down just a little bit, enough to where they could get stops and really win the third down battle, but the whole key stat to this, or the whole key play to this is that zone run. I don't see them really making that much an impact against that zone run that the Rams have. And you can look it up. I think they're against that zone run and zone blocking. I don't think they could.
They could withstand it.
Yeah, they could withstand it.
Okay.
I mean, they can, and you'll see a lot of third down. I think there's going to be a lot of third downs in this game, especially due to that's their game, the running except for the Packers. I think Aaron Jones is going to have a tough game too, though.
Okay. Well, I think Jamal Williams should be back in the lineup their second string.
Jamal Williams, yeah.
So they have a pretty good 1-2, and then obviously you have your third string back. I forget his name, but he had a really good last game of the season. He went off for like $150 or something like that. Well, if I would ask you the score, can you give me the score right now? Or
yeah. I thought about this.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. 27-24 Rams.
You're hearing this, Packers fans? you're hearing this? This is a pro Rams fan right here. This is
Rams fan. No, I mean I just that's just my prediction. I think it's gonna be such there's gonna be points. There's gonna be points for sure. But I think we're gonna see them late in the game. We're gonna see them like third quarter points, fourth quarter points. It's gonna accumulate to 27-24 Rams.
So in ways, I guess to put it all together, does Jared Goff make enough plays to outduel Aaron Rodgers?
I don't think he outduels Aaron Rodgers. I think the players around him outduel the Packers.
Got it. Okay. Is the weaponry?
The weaponry, because I think Jared Goff alone, I don't think he could make it happen.
Yeah, because we don't want to get it twisted with these.
We don't.
The people don't want to hear Jared Goff wins. It's not necessarily what you're saying. It's more of the people surrounding him.
Yes, exactly. And I think Aaron Rodgers has a game too. I think they're gonna have a pretty good game. But there's matchups all over the place. That's what I love about this game. You look at it at an overview, and it's just there's matchups everywhere. The trenches battles on both sides of the ball. For the Rams and the Packers, you see Jalen Ramsey versus Devontae. I was about to say Devontae Smith.
Yeah, and
Devontae Adams.
And then you got Williams, number 31, the cornerback, the one that picked off the screen on Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah,
he's been killing it this year. And John Johnson at the safety. You got a lot of matchups. Can John Johnson hold down Mr. Milk Drinker himself, Tanyan? I think he says Tanyan.
Yeah.
Tunyon. I think it's Tunyon actually. And Scantley, I think he's up against Darren Williams. I think it's Darrell Williams. I think number 31. Yeah. And I think there's a lot of interesting matchups, a lot in that secondary that could cause the Packers fits. And it's just one to watch for sure. How is Lambeau Field gonna be in the middle of the day? Yeah, right, middle of the day.
Middle of the day, yeah.
Is it gonna be snowy? Is it gonna be icy? Are we talking fresh field? A lot of things are gonna change here, and it's one to watch for sure. For me, just a little quick note for that one. I think the Rams, they're gonna make it tough for the Packers, but I honestly do think the Packers are gonna win. I think the Packers, with Aaron Rodgers, there's just too much weaponry among just himself alone, where he is a killer. He has killer accuracy. He has mobile feet, enough pocket presence, not enough pocket presence. I won't say that. Elite pocket presence to make it happen, and enough mobile feet to maneuver around if he needs to get a first down to that. I think what makes this game interesting for the Rams side of things is the fact is, like how we said, McVay has experience, and McVay understands the significance of these games. So how aggressive he needs to be, and or how conservative he needs to be in just current settings of the game or current timing of the game. That's how I feel about that game. But I feel for the big key thing here is, can the second to third receiver for the Packers get open and make the plays when Devontae Adams isn't available? Because Jalen Ramsey is one of the most athletic cornerbacks we've seen in the last few years. The guy is just an animal, and he's going to be all over Devontae Adams. Now, I'm not saying Devontae Adams is not going to win the fights, but understandably, I think we know it's going to be a hassle for him. And I heard who mentioned it. I was watching the NFL 100 roundtable again because those are so entertaining. I think it was Charles Woodson, that might have been, or Ronnie Lott, that mentioned that Jalen Ramsey sometimes just plays with athleticism instead of his mind. And that was last year, and you're seeing this year. You kind of just seeing the man mold into a number one corner, maybe the top corner in the league, if not the top corner in the league. So it's just the second to third receiver, can they get the job done when they need to? Also Robert Tonyan, and of course the run game. But I think it's more of production amongst the wide receivers and the tight end. The next game is which one? We got the
We got
Baltimore
Baltimore
versus
Bills.
Baltimore versus the Bills. Let's talk about them Ravens, man. The Ravens look great. They stomped out the Titans. No, I'm not gonna say that. They didn't stomp them out, but they stomped the field out. That's what they did, right? Yeah, man. I think Baltimore right now are playing. They're playing hot. They're playing fire. Lamar Jackson is playing out of his mind, and that's one thing that you saw in the last game of the season was the fact that they're clicking at all points, and we're talking the running game and we're talking the passing game. Now, my question was, how can they do it? With not I guess not a sure number two as far as a wideout, not a tight end. They could. Lamar Jackson likes to throw it to tight ends, and it's not a secret. But they have Hollywood Brown, and then who else? I think their number two might be Willie Snead. So let's be honest. He's not no number two in other teams. He might be a three and a four, and I mean he was for the Saints at least. What was interesting against the Bills is can that the Bills defense gave up close to 560 or no I'm sorry 460 in offense in total offense against the Colts, and that's against a chicken wing Philip Rivers. The guy can't throw for shit anymore. At least he doesn't have the throw power.
Yeah.
How are they contain a guy that has a pretty solid arm, not the best arm, but a guy that can throw and run? That's my big issue with the Bills defense, and that was also my thing going into the Colts game was the fact how much can they contain just that Colts like offense all around, which they didn't. I mean, they did to win the game, but it was more Colts mishaps than anything. So, are the Ravens gonna be put in that situation where they're gonna take the three, and actually make it? They got Justin Tucker, one of the best kickers of all time. He surely doesn't miss in the playoffs too. That guy's cold hearted, and you have some receivers is gonna. That one's kind of tricky for me because Michael Pittman missed a catch in the end zone, so who's gonna catch the ball in the end zone for the Ravens is my thing. But who did have a tight end? I'm drawing a blank.
Oh, the Ravens.
Yes, sir.
Oh my God. Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews. Yeah.
One of the best tight ends in the league. That guy's an animal. But see, like, you can't just throw to him. It's Hollywood Brown and him. Like, that's kind of my thing. But Baltimore's defense has been playing solid too. I like Baltimore's defense a lot right now. And I mean, you're kind of seeing like their off-season acquisitions are kind of stepping it up. With the Calais Campbell, Yannick Ngakoue coming in the middle of the season, and I think Marlon Humphrey at corner has been playing pretty good. Marcus Peters had a pick against in the middle. In the last few minutes of the game against the Titans. So you're seeing that develop. That cornerback ship it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah. But do you really see them stopping them?
The Bills? Yes.
Okay.
I think this is why I didn't put the Bills in the AFC Championship game. It's the fact is that I think they have trouble against pass rush, and I don't think they're other than Stephon Diggs, and I know Gabriel Davis had a good game. It goes back to like a Devontae Adams conversation we just had. Can their second to third receiver make it happen? Cole Beasley has had a good year, but man, there were situations in scenarios and just conversions that didn't happen against the Colts because I guess they couldn't get open or something, and they don't have a running game. They don't have a running game to go. I mean, you live and die by the pass. I guess if that's the thing. If you're Sean McDermott, there's so many Sean coaches. Yeah. Just random Sean Payton, Sean McVay. I think what's McFleur? Is it Sean McFleur?
No, it's Matt
McFleur. Yeah, Matt LaFleur. I want to call him McFleur.
McFleur.
What a bum.
McFleur.
But yeah, I think Baltimore really locks them up. They have a lot of talent everywhere, and I think Baltimore goes into Buffalo and claps them.
The place, yeah.
Claps them.
Well, that answers my question because I was about to ask you how the Bills come back after a completely intense game by the last seed in the AFC, which is crazy to think because they're only one game behind the Bills, but I was about to ask you how do they come in there and and beat the Ravens, but I'm pretty sure you already you're already set in stone on your side.
Yeah, I think what's interesting. Sorry to cut you off. I think it's the thing is the number ones, or even teams that had a lot of pressure going into the season, which would be like the Bills, the Bucks, and all them. I think you see a lot of perseverance from them how they play. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, it's like it's Josh Allen, and then you talk about like a Tom Brady. Tom Brady's been there, done that every time, and he knows how to control perseverance in going into the next game, and he turns it into dominance in some cases. Obviously, that's not going to happen against the Saints, but like Josh Allen, it's the second year in the playoffs, and you saw last week he had a lot. Not he himself, because I think he had a great game. The defense was causing a lot of issues.
Yeah,
and I think the defense is going to cause issues for the Bills. Like, their own defense is going to just give up a lot of points. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a great game. And I think Josh Allen's going to... He's going to see some issues with Stephon Diggs and Marcus Peters. I think that matchup's going to be... Man, these quarterbacks, I feel like, are going to go off this week. I feel like their number one corners are going to do work against the number one receivers. And I think Baltimore's going to stun the Bills. And I think they win, 35-24. I think they win pretty convincingly. I think their defense is going to do some work. Josh Allen might look okay, but I think in some cases you might see some iffy play.
And that's what I was thinking too. The AFC that AFC bracket there has so many bracket breakers there, which means there's a lot of upsets. And we saw it with the Browns and Steelers. I mean I didn't see it as an upset. I really had the Browns winning, but I mean we're seeing in ways of ranking that there's a lot of bracket breakers. It's pretty much wild.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think what everyone knew Baltimore was going to be a problem, but no one saw them as a 5 seed, and you thought they were an underdog. Yeah. The thing is, they're talented. It's just
they're just having a lot of trouble during season.
Yeah, and I think they had the breakout, right? COVID breakout. Yeah. So that caused a lot of issues. Yeah. And J.K. Dobbins has been stepping up. Yep. J.K. Dobbins is a problem, right? And then you got Gus Edwards as a second string. And who's your third? Mark Ingram. Come on, you got a 3-headed monster, and if you want to include Lamar Jackson, you got a 4-headed. You got Mega Kidora, bro. Fucking the Godzilla little tree.
The three-headed monster. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I think it's 4 with Lamar. Oh, yeah, Lamar put up almost $140 last week. So
Kidora.
Yeah, man. So Johnny, understand. Buffalo's a great team, but to me, Baltimore's a better team, a more experienced team. John Harbaugh has been there, done that. He's won a Super Bowl. He knows the intense. And all these divisional games have high significance. I'm not gonna even try to stretch out like one's more than the other, but I think the significance is gonna get lowered by the elite coach. Like, this is a big game, but here's the game plan, and he's gonna calm down his players.
Yeah.
Give them the mentality. We're dogs. We're gonna run here and stomp them out. Boom, done deal. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's gonna happen. You got Buffalo winning.
Oh man, it's so hard to go against Buffalo but it's kind of tough because I've seen teams bounce back because that was a really rugged win against the Colts there. It's hard to go against the Rams. The Ravens, the way they played over there in Tennessee, able to stop Derrick Henry and stop King Henry himself, and like we said away from podcast, we said Corey Davis didn't even have a catch. He didn't have a catch. So what is Stephon Diggs gonna do? You know what I mean? That's the big answer or big question.
It's more of like how much can he produce? But because Stephon Diggs is the number one receiver in 2020, this season he's the number one, and there's no doubt.
Yeah.
But as you were saying.
But yeah, and how? I'm pretty sure you already answered that question. The way the corner's been playing, they've been playing phenomenal this past game. But it's looking kind of tough. So I still have the Bills edging them out. Man, it's so hard because we're saying too. This is Lamar's revenge year. You know what I mean? Last year he was supposed to be that guy. He was MVP. he was Madden cover everything, and then he flopped first game. First game he was bounced divisional round, and you know what? I got Ravens too. I got Ravens because it's kind of hard to. I don't want to put I don't want to put that prediction just on one player. I think you explained it pretty well. The Baltimore Ravens have been playing lights out, the past couple of weeks. So I mean, yeah, I got the Ravens. Uh, Close win, but it's a high scoring game. 38 to 38-28.
Okay. Third game. We go into Sunday, and we kind of have an idea.
Get the clamatos ready. Get.
Not me. I gotta sleep.
Oh yeah.
I gotta me, bro. I gotta take a nap. Yeah. We go into the Sunday games knowing what the NFC and the AFC is gonna look like, the championship wise, as far as who's gonna be hosting and who's gonna be who's gonna be visitors. It's kind of the idea here, because you got the number one seed Packers playing. The Packers win, they host. If not, then we go like that. You got the idea. Sunday goes into an interesting matchup, to say the least. We'll go into their first matchup ever, was Texas Tech, Oklahoma. You had a shootout there, and as we see it right now, on paper, it might be a shootout now.
Yeah.
So we're talking about Baker Mayfield versus Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was Texas Tech. Baker Mayfield was Oklahoma. In Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield was considered the big dick of them all in ways, because he was just cocky, And you have Patrick Mahomes, when he was in Texas Tech, he had the biggest arm, but he couldn't get the dubs, and all that stuff. But look how times have changed. You have Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl champion, Baker Mayfield barely making the playoffs for the first time this year, getting his first win this year.
Yeah.
So, to transition into this game, the Browns come in, destroying the Steelers. I know the stats are gonna say it was Big Ben went out for X amount. Look, he was behind for all the game. So you're gonna pad the stats a little bit. So let's not think that wasn't Pat statting. He was trying to come back, but the game wasn't even close. You saw the momentum in the third, sure, but then after that, Cleveland's like, let's put the foot down on their throat. Let's knock them out. That's what they did. But you saw Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, you had Austin Hooper, Jarvis Landry. These weapons are finally gelling together against, who are they gonna face? The Patrick Mahomes filled Kansas City Chiefs. Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends already of all time. Travis Kelce having one of the best few years of all time. You got Tyreek Hill, top 5 receiver. You got Sammy Watkins, one of the best slot receivers in the game. You got
Hardman.
Yeah, Nicole Hardman. Yeah, I know Nicole. right? McKill. I think it's McKill. And you got Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I think he's gonna start. I don't know if he's injured.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure he is.
High-powered offenses, man. Dave, when we go into this game, this game has a lot of fucking hype. I think this game could be higher than the Bucs Saints, and this is a trilogy game for the Saints and the Bucs. It's Brady Breeze. It's higher not stat sheets, but trophy cases are filled. But you got a team in the Browns that have so much hope. They think they can make it happen.
Yeah.
And then you got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Back to back.
Yeah.
It's in the rear. It's not in the rear view. It's in their vicinity. Dave, what's gonna happen, bro? Who's gonna kill it? Who's gonna kill the streets? Who's gonna go to the AFC Championship?
Long live the Browns. But I was talking like with my mic's right here. I think it's gonna be a crazy matchup. We got the city of Believeland, you know what I mean? Like all on one side, and we have dynasty over here, or a newborn dynasty in Kansas City. And like as you mentioned, as much as you hyped it up, trophy cases are stacked, legacies are there, and they're still a young team. Both of them are young as hell, at least for the offensive wise. I'm pretty sure defense they're pretty young there too.
For which one? For both?
I mean, I know that the Browns are pretty young on defense. I don't know about the. I'm pretty sure the Chiefs are pretty young.
More or less, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we got two young teams. Um, I don't know, man. It's gonna be a crazy game because you get a crazy run attack with the Browns, and the Chiefs, they're below average.
Oh, we didn't even mention Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, we didn't mention Le'Veon Bell's coming back. Um, well, yeah, we got the Chiefs that are below average and running defense. They're a kind of a bend but don't break when it comes to the running side of things. And we get a crazy run attack with the Browns, and then we get a crazy pass attack. The way you set it up was perfect, good job. But a crazy passing attack with the Chiefs, and the Cleveland, that's their little spot. If the pass rush can get there, but if it doesn't get there, the DBs kind of lack there. That's kind of where they lack in that team, and it could get quite scary. It might get a national championship scary level. If you guys didn't see that, Alabama just blew away Ohio State.
50 burger. They put up 50 points though. I think Ohio State had like 22, so that shit.
But yeah, I mean, and the Chiefs, they're ranked 19th in rushing defense to Cleveland's number 2 right now. Oh, right now they're no, yeah, they're still number 2. I think Baltimore as of right now they're number 1. But
defense
or offense? And offense, rushing offense. And yeah, I think if Cleveland could control the time, and if they could control the pace, that would be their key to win. They control the pace of the game offensively, make sure their defense gets enough rest, and just really just run the air out of the ball. I think they could. That's their way they beat the Chiefs. Not saying that they do, but every Believeland fan right now is just believing that they could really get them with the Chubster and Cream Hunt. But that's my new nickname for him.
The Chubster.
The Chubster.
There's no pause.
Is that sure? I think this is a pause for Chub or Chubby.
Alright, look, Chubster, Chubs, like
Chubs.
It's pause all around. But I have a question for you. What's gonna be the matchup to look for? Or I'll give you a matchup. It's the pass rush versus Patrick Mahomes.
I think time and time again, I think Mahomes has really proved his worthiness. He's really proved what he could do. The way how he's able to strive against the pass rush. We saw it last year in the Super Bowl. Against that San Francisco 49ers team. I mean, he didn't do great. He didn't do all that great. But I mean, they're still the same team they were last year against that monster of a defense that they had against the 49ers, or the 49ers did against the Chiefs. And he was able to make plays when plays were needed to be made. And I think he could really pull it off against that pass rush.
I think the Browns are gonna get Olivier Vernon back. I think he was out for COVID.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Now that you mentioned that, they're getting all their coaching staff back. Olivier and Vernon. So yeah, they're getting everybody back.
They almost put up 50 points on the Steelers with no head coach, missing pass rush and linebackers, and that's where it gets interesting for me because I think that matchup is gonna be good. You got Myles Garrett, considered one of the best young pass rushers in the league, if not the best.
Let's say.
And then you got Olivier Vernon, a nice veteran that really knows how to play the ball and all that sorts, where he could get to the quarterback in a lot of ways. And it goes to that Patrick Mahomes knows. It's kind of like the Aaron Rodgers. He knows how to manipulate the pocket, and he knows how to move. He has his I can't remember. His his offensive line. Damn, I drew a fucking blank.
I was like, what?
I drew a blank, but
I was trying to help you there, but me too. I was like, the gears were like turning. I was like, what?
Yeah, no. His offensive line hasn't been the best because I know some had opted out, but I think he's done a phenomenal job. Obviously, MVP candidate. Is he gonna win? Obviously, who knows? But I think against his passers, I think he's gonna have a lot of fits, man. I think he well, it could cause fits if they get Denzel Ward back, but I'm not sure if Denzel Ward's playing for this game. I know he had an injury, so that's gonna be tricky. If they have Denzel Ward, who knows, man? I don't know, but I don't know if they have him. If they don't have him, then Patrick Mahomes wins the matchup. I think so, and
You really think that?
I think so. I think if Denzel Ward is a key component in this game, if Denzel Ward plays, the Browns have a higher chance because at this point they don't have a good corner uh, to withstand that onslaught. And if you could see it like the third to fourth quarter when the Steelers and Browns played, you saw those Cleveland Brown corners were getting exposed.
Yep.
I know you're playing conservative ball, and I get it. You're up by X amount of points, but you saw the little moves that they were getting beat. You know, it was like,
Yeah.
and think about what the Chiefs can do with their weaponry. You know, so
And they've been doing it all year long.
They've
They've
been
been doing.
yeah,
And so, there's another thing. While I was watching that game, I think it was more the Steelers kind of beating the Steelers that first quarter. It was kind of, but I mean, the Browns, they took advantage like any great team would. They took advantage. But yeah, I mean, I like the way they were able to keep the lead. They're able to run the ball efficiently. Um, but yeah, I think um, I think that Chiefs offense, that Chiefs receiving core, Travis Kelce, everybody, I think they just really edge out the Browns. I really, it's gonna be close. I think Cleveland really makes it a game, but I think as of right now, they're playing too tough. Like it's too much of a tough task, too much of a tall task to ask for.
okay.
So, yeah, that's how I really feel about it.
I feel the same for Kansas City. I think Kansas City's gonna pull it out. I think more or less experience is gonna come through, and Andy Reid is one of the best coaches of all time, one of the best offensive minds of all time. The guy's gonna just pick some plays that are gonna just destroy this Cleveland Browns defense in key situations. I have Cleveland losing. I'll go back with 35, and I think Cleveland's gonna have at least like 27.
27-35.
Okay.
But man,
So we went the same route.
wait, really?
Yeah, I said 35-27.
Did you really? I didn't even mean to do that. I swear I didn't mean to do that. But not But I think every NFL fan, except for the Steelers, is gonna be freaking ecstatic if the Browns win.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, it's a Cinderella story in ways,
Yeah.
but in ways it shouldn't be just because of how talented this team is.
Yeah.
And going into the year, you thought Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, Austin Hooper, David Njoku, Nick Chubb, and you got Kareem Hunt. Yeah, man, it's a fucking powerhouse of an offense.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be good, man. I hope it's good. If it was like the divisionals, the divisionals, the wild card, non-Saints Bears, it should be entertaining all throughout. I hope so. But obviously, I just mentioned the best team in the NFL. Hype me up, Dave. See what's the next game we got? Who we got?
Oh, I think we know what we got. Oh, before we do it, do this. You know what? We're gonna make fans wait a little bit. Make our fan base wait a little bit. What'd you think of the Nickelodeon broadcast?
It was terrible.
It was terrible.
Shit was cringe, bro.
Yeah, he's like,
I
what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's out Cordell Patterson just dropping F-bombs in front of millions of kids.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but Heather showed it to me. She's like, "Wow, you fucking lame. You didn't see that?" I was like, "I didn't see it." I was like, "Sorry."
I don't know if it's Photoshop or not, but I saw it because I didn't see that part. I only saw first half, and then I just Tony Romo, Jim Nantz, you know what I mean. I had to, those are my guys. So
Yeah, I jumped on the CBS wagon. I saw a little bit of the early part where they were fucking talking about how they were describing the touchdown.
yeah, it was like it was so cringy if you know about football, but I mean I like what they're trying to do. They're trying to like kind of like that play 60 type of thing, but since we're all COVID and stuff, I think I think it had the same impact that it did in play 60. You know what I mean? A lot of kids are watching. They don't know what football is, and they see that. I think It really draws a lot of kids.
It really pisses
It
them
was
off.
good. It was good for the future, but I mean, for us, like, it was kind of like, what the fuck.
Oh yeah, I took that shit off real quick.
Yeah, man, it was wild. Just
Nah.
what the fuck, dude? That shit is always gonna live with me, bro. Just the fact that, and then Nate Burleson trying to go over, he's trying to skip over. It's like, yeah, this is a flag. It was so funny. But anyways,
No. Before anything, it's
Okay.
cool to see.
Nate Burleson?
No, well, I was gonna say actually, Ian Eagle's son. Ian Eagle's a commentator for CBS. One of the better. He's I think with Charles Davis, the one that
Yeah,
he
yeah.
jumped on to CBS. Ian Eagle's son was actually
Noah
commentating that game, which he didn't sound too bad. He looks just like him, honestly.
Yeah.
Nate Burleson does a good job. He actually did a countdown for the most sporty moments in SpongeBob history before.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of know what was number one if you didn't
Yeah.
see it. But with that being said, Dave, you take the floor.
We got two goats to the same division. Oh wait, I said division, right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah, same division.
Yeah, they're NFC
Same
South.
division. The Super Bowl MVP versus Super Bowl MVP. We got yeah, he's Super Bowl MVP, right?
Yeah, he is.
But we got Cali versus Texas.
Okay.
From Cali. So can you get it?
No,
right?
I get it.
Yeah, you get it. But yeah, we got GOAT versus GOAT. We got two of the best to ever throw a spiral. Just, they're going to be talking about this years to come. This has got as much heaviness as Peyton Manning versus Tom Brady.
All right. You think so?
Yeah, it's gonna be a banger, bro. I think it's gonna be a banger.
Okay.
We got the heaviness. We got Tom Brady versus Drew Brees, Part 3. How do you see this? How do you see this game going down?
Look at me.
Run up to the camera.
No. You'll
Part
see.
number 3.
They slaughtered them week 1. They slaughtered them in week 9, and it's gonna get. Look, if 21 Savage made a great mixtape called Slaughter Gang, which he has, I bet there was a feature by the Saints where it was called "Fuck the Bucks," because it'd be like that, Look, when you see Drew Brees, I'm the first to be critiquing the man. The man is not, what he was you could say even 3 years ago. But what he does have is a great defense. And this defense is going to cause Tom Brady fits. Cause that son of a gun, future Hall of Famer, number 1 quarterback of all time amongst everyone, including myself. It's going to cause him issues. And I really, really think Drew Brees is going to win, hit the NFC Championship, and face Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. Now, it's not going to go without it fucking being one of those games where it's going to be crazy. I think it's going to be fucking crazy in a lot of cases, honestly. I think what makes this game interesting is can Tom Brady handle a pass rush like that and more or less a secondary that can lock up receivers. An X factor in all this would be Antonio Brown, because he got signed a couple weeks ago. The guy has 5 touchdowns in the last 5 games, and he's steadily getting better. He against the Saints has been a fucking problem. Tom Brady versus the Saints has been a problem, but for some reason, Tom Brady and the Bucks, and the one game that Antonio Brown was in as a Bucks member, it hasn't been a problem. Michael Thomas is back for the Saints. Alvin Kamara, he's finally practicing, no COVID. You got Trey Hendrickson coming back for the pass rush. And like I mentioned, Marshawn Lattimore, Jack Rabbit, CJ Gardner-Johnson, these 3 corners, best cornerbacks in the league. No cap. I mean, hate to break it to you, Dave. I hate to break it to you. Marshawn Lattimore's going to lock up Mike Evans.
Oh.
Marshawn Lattimore is going to lock up Mike Evans for the fucking 10th time. We shouldn't act like this is a fucking surprise.
Yeah.
And Janoris Jenkins is going to lock down Chris Godwin. Chris Godwin's he's got some he hears some feet, some footsteps. He's gonna drop the ball. You saw that against the fucking the football team. And Antonio Brown against C.J. Gardner Johnson. She.
Yeah.
She. Yeah. Nah, but I think honestly, I think the Saints are gonna do work. I think they're really gonna do work.
You think it's bad margin, or you think it's close?
It'll be close. It'll be close. But because Leonard Fournette stepping it up.
Yeah.
Ronald Jones put his quad the before the game last week. I don't know if he's gonna start, but Leonard Fournette's been running pretty hard. And one thing that Tom Brady impressed me, which shouldn't impress me, because he's been doing it for fucking the past 30 years. Sorry, I know it's 20, but was his footwork in the pocket. I think one thing we've talked about all these quarterbacks, and we mentioned Patrick Mahomes because he's already considered one of the greats, is the manipulation of the pocket. When he a key play against the Washington football team that kind of pushed him to win the game was it was a key, they were in the 30-yard line, maybe more or less, maybe even closer. He bounces out, takes maybe a 5-step drop, goes back in, goes slightly to the left, and throws a fucking bomb to Mike Evans. Put him in goal line situation, and you're talking about one of the best defenses in the league in Washington football team. Now it's no Saints.
No, it's no Saints.
It's no Saints. Because what the Saints have are cornerbacks and good safeties. Malcolm Jenkins, he's a veteran. Now I know I'm talking a little crazy right now. I'm the Saints fan. I get it. But I'm only talking about how they looked against the Bears, and I know that's not something to really, really brag about. But when you're talking about it was 21-3 going into the fourth, they didn't allow shit. Most of them were 3 plays, a kick. But it's back to the Saints. It's significant, and you can't tell me no. And you're talking about when they played the Bucks, 38-3 in Tampa. So, and this is gonna be in the Dome, and I get it. There's no fans. It's not New Orleans how it usually is, 80,000, 90,000 fans. But what you have is a confident defense that's gonna just put a licking on Tampa and Tom Brady. No cap.
So you got the Saints with
Of course.
But yeah, I think Lex explained it pretty well. I think their team overall, I think the Saints are just are a lot more diverse than the Bucks are. But I was about to ask you.
Play devil's advocate.
It's coming.
Let's see.
No, it's coming. I was about to ask you. How do you feel about the Bucks pass rush? And and we all know as we know, Drew Brees, he's been looking a little iffy this year. Come past when the pass rush gets a little tough. So, how do you feel about their pass rush?
You know who they played last week? Tell me.
They have Washington football team.
No, I'm talking about the Saints.
Oh, the Saints.
Keem Hicks, Robert Quinn, Khalil Mack. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm saying. I think their pass rush.
And how they do? They put up 28 points. Could have been. They didn't count the QB sneak.
But think about how long it took for. Cause I knew what was gonna happen. I knew that they're gonna put up points, but I told you that that Bears team, they have a phenomenal defense, but their offense, their whole win was based on their offense. If their offense could put up points. Now here is a team that they have a little less on defense, but still to that factor where they could, cause some damage against the Saints, but have an offense where they could, where they could at least put up some points, at least a little bit amount of points.
Look, I'll say this first and foremost. I know most teams don't win the third game. It's for some reason it just doesn't fucking happen.
What do you mean the third?
The third. Okay, you can win 2-0 in the regulars and then the playoffs. Yeah, it's kind of tough. It's kind of hard. It's hard to beat someone 2 times. And definitely 3 is even worse. But I think when I mentioned last week, I mentioned Akeem Hicks is one of the best D tackles in the league, and he always disrupts shit. What these quarterbacks, immobile quarterbacks, I would like to say, like Tom and Drew, is the fact they don't like getting blitzed down the middle.
Yeah.
And what I get the offense was trash, like, and I get the Bears offense was trash last week. And I get it, I understand it. I absorbed everything you just said. But when you can control the ball for fucking almost 80% of the second half,
That's where it
that's
lies.
what you need.
Yeah.
And because it again, it goes back to what a lot of these games need. When you have a powerhouse offense, like a Cleveland, that's what they need to do. Possession. You gotta control the ball, and if you have a run game like how they do, how the run game like how the Saints do, how the run game how the Colts had, and the possession time for the Colts was higher. They had like 35 minutes to whatever it was for the Bills, so what that kept them close, and that's what's gonna keep the Browns close if they could just keep back, giving the rock to Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, all that, all that, and then it goes back to the Saints. If you got the 1-2, you got Thunder and Lightning with my boy Murray, and you got my boy Kamara. If you could get those two going, there's no problem, bro. Plus, they play the short game. Plus, the short game always has counted a run.
Okay.
You got Michael Thomas.
Yeah, I see that. All right, so here comes Devil Advocate's other question. Okay, so you said it yourself. What is it? Marcus Lattimore is
Marshawn.
Marshawn. I'm sorry.
Put some respect on that.
I always get him wrong, right?
Yeah, we always think of the South Carolina running back, Marcus Lattimore. He was gonna be a great back. But he tore his ACL like twice.
Marshawn Lattimore locks up Mike Evans.
Okay.
Janoris Jenkins locks up Chris Godwin.
That's a key matchup, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's one you really need to look at.
But let's just say, for my purposes, my selfish purposes,
he locks him up.
Who locks up Mr. I Love You God himself? Mr. I'm free. Do you know what I'm talking about?
C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
You think he locks him up?
Nah, I'm sure they'll.
I would have put Cameron Braid in there, but just that it's the bigger story.
No, Cameron Braid. You got Malcolm Jenkins locked up.
Locked up.
Locked up.
Yeah, no, but I mean, as AB's the bigger name right now. We all said it. He's looking like previous AB. Not there yet.
I think they'll play Chris Godwin on the slot, right?
Oh, what do you mean?
Do they play him in the slot?
Yeah, Chris. Right.
All right, so if it's Chris Godwin, then Chris Godwin's on CJ, and Janoris Jenkins gets Antonio AB. Brown. Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. Antonio Brown's a monster. It's not like he's not,
Yeah.
He's kind of like he reminds me of Terrell Owens when he was with Dallas. Like you see the production. He's just a diva,
Yeah.
And he's still the same man. Just there's a lot of turmoil around him. You kind of forget about it, but Antonio Brown can cause a lot of issues. He was a top 5 receiver 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna just brush that away, but I think Janoris Jenkins was a top 10 corner like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He's had his issues. I remember the early part of the year, fucking defensive pass interference every fucking minute, but he took some time off. I think he was injured or so, and he came back, and he's been playing pretty good, man. I think that's the matchup. Honestly, you want to look at a matchup: Antonio Brown versus whatever corner.
Yeah.
At this point, we're not sure. I think it's Janoris Jenkins, but we're not sure yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is. Chris Godwin could get off too. Pause. But I think it's an interesting thing because you could do a deal with 2. Yeah. You got 3. And then you got the 4th and the 5th with Cameron Brate, and you got Gronk. They got a lot of weapons, but it kind of goes back to what I always said about the Bucks going into the season. They have too many weapons and not a lot of balls. Who are you gonna? You know what I'm saying? Like that's a lot of. So you're gonna minus out maybe Mike Evans, which that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Marshawn, you're my boy. You got me.
But yeah, to wrap this up, final prediction, score. What do you have?
50-3.
Get the fuck out of here with your real score.
50-10. I'll be honest. 18-30. Saints winning.
I have 28-20.
You got the Saints winning?
Yeah.
Okay. Good job.
Yeah, no, I mean it's kind of hard to go against them. Even though Lex has said it before, going 3-0 against a team that's going 3-0 against a team is difficult within itself. But I think the Saints really they went on a roll, and they played kind of a junior Bucks team, if I may. I mean they're kind of both built the same, but just with a better quarterback. No, they are. If you think about it, they're not run first. They're a little bit. I think the Bucks are a little bit more balanced than the Bears are offensively, but I think the Bears had a better defense than the Bucks. Think about it. I think so. Yeah, you can look at it that way.
Take it however you want. Take it however you want.
But yeah, they played a great game versus the Bears, and not to mention, a lot of people thought the Bucks were gonna blow out the Washington football team, especially with Alex Smith out, and they're having just a little bit of trouble. But I mean, they ran away with the game, mid fourth quarter. So I mean, it's kind of clear to me. I think it's clear to see. I think the Saints win, 28-20.
You heard it here.
So to wrap it all up, I want to get into something else. If we may.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So to wrap it all up, you got. Hold on. I'm sorry, guys.
You gonna ask me the first game?
Okay. So first game, what do you got?
I got the Packers winning.
Score?
Shit, it was what 28. No, it was like 24-35, something like that.
Yeah, I had 27-24 Rams. Second game, Ravens Bills.
I have the Ravens winning by 10. I think it was like 35-24.
I think I had the same thing, but 38-28.
We'll put it on the screen when we do the editing for this.
We'll put it on the screen, but just for the audio listeners. Hey, you what is it called? If you guys ain't doing anything, man, like go ahead and give us a listen on Spotify.
On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Breaker. Man. We're on all of them. I know we've been trying to really push the video.
The videos.
But I know a lot of people don't have that YouTube Premium.
Yeah.
Y'all some brokies, but hey, get that AK. Was it APK? APK version of YouTube, and you could be able to do it.
Yeah.
But you didn't hear that from me. Yeah. Allegedly,
allegedly. There you go. So Browns Chiefs.
I got the Chiefs winning by what did I say? I think it was 28-37, something like that.
Oh, I had the same. That was the one where we fucking accidentally had the same score. Yeah, but I got the Chiefs. I'll go same score because I forgot But originally that was my score too. And Saints Bucks.
50-10.
50-10.
No, I got 18-30.
I got
Saints winning.
28-20. Saints winning.
We'll post that. Sorry, we're gonna post that on the video, and we're gonna post it on the page. So if anything, guys, if this is your first time listening to this podcast, we'll post it on the page, on our Facebook page, at facebook.com/nothingless. It should be like that. And we have also obviously a YouTube as well, Spotify, all that. You can hear us from everywhere. Dave, what would you want to come around for?
Okay, so as we all saw yesterday. We wanted to record, and I was kind of actually thinking of like watching the game as we record. We weren't gonna include the audio. I mean, not the audio, the
video, like a live reaction.
Yeah, like a live reaction type of thing. But things don't come into fruition. My question is, the blowout happened between Ohio State and Alabama. Do you think? Because I have a lot of Texas A&M friends out there. And we're ranked number 5.
No.
Come
on, let's go.
And some people, they know I do a podcast, and they know it's sports, and they asked me that question, and I thought it was interesting. I thought, how things would have played out. So, and this is why I thought it was interesting. If the Aggies go in number 4, right? Let's just say they go in number 4. They play Clemson. Clemson tops them. We get Clemson versus Alabama. How do you see that going?
Alabama.
Alabama still.
Alabama was just a powerhouse of a team this year.
Yeah.
You could have really put 3 players from Alabama as the Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones, Najee Harris, and you had Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
And you're talking about Waddle that was out, and Waddle was going into this season as the number 1 receiver, not Devontae Smith. So keep that in mind. And then you still have a number 3 that's a fucking animal. Come on.
Yeah.
There's no conversation.
Yeah.
And let's just say hypothetical. Let's say Texas A&M would have gone in, and let's say they do beat Clemson.
Yeah.
They get smacked by
Yeah.
Alabama. But I think who did Texas A&M lose to? Florida? I think they lost to Florida. I think they lost.
No, they won their bowl game.
No. But I'm talking about like during the season.
No, they're undefeated.
No, they lost. That's why they're 5th.
Okay.
Come on, champ. Come on. That's why Texas A&M is what they were. That's why a lot of people were surprised they got booted out. Why Ohio State was in, but they lost the game. Yeah. Come on, champ.
Let's see. Oh yeah, 9-1.
9-1. Who'd they lose to?
They lost to Alabama.
There you fucking. They didn't lose to Alabama. They got fucking
Yeah, they got stomped out.
52-24.
I don't know, man. I didn't see this game.
What was the Florida game? Because I know they played Florida.
Game was no, they barely won. 41-30.
I'm saying Florida was a good team, and then they played some shit. Like Florida literally went like shit. But I guess in SEC terms, it's like you lose 2-3 games and you're considered garbage.
Yeah.
But Texas A&M just doesn't have the firepower. And to be honest, no other team in the U.S., because we're talking about all of them, has that type of fucking ammunition that Nick Saban has. Nick Saban just passed Paul Bryant, I think was his name, for the most championships of all time with 7 national titles. Everyone's asking when's he gonna go back to the NFL. It's like, why would you?
He doesn't belong there though.
No, what? Why would he go?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense for him to go. He's having so much success in the NCAA football, just on all that. You know, I know his stint in Miami was trash, and I get it. But think about it, like some people just can't convert that. That's not a possible thing. One of those guys that did was Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll had success when I think he was New England, New York, if I'm not mistaken, or it might have been flip-flop on that. Went to USC. He made him into a powerhouse. Left. Went to Seattle, won a Super Bowl, and has been in the playoffs consistently for the past, how long has it been? Past 8 years, roughly? So, some people just can't do that. And it's the same way when you go from NFL to college football. One of the coaches that is kind of doing it right now is Herm Edwards in Arizona State. Herm Edwards in Arizona State has become one of those good teams coming out of the Pac-12, and he understands what he needs to build. You know what kind of team he needs. Any thoughts?
Yeah, no, I think you pretty much went over it. I just had a lot of people asking me, a lot of frat boys asking me.
Urban Meyer, where does he go to?
Urban Meyer, dude.
Is he gonna get a job this year? That's more of the question. And if so, where?
Jets.
Do you think he goes to the Jets?
They need. I mean.
Supposedly Jacksonville looks like the spot.
I mean, but yeah, you got Gardner Minshew. You got.
No, but I think they're gonna get rid of Gardner, or he might be the backup. Supposedly. Well, remember Jacksonville is one of the top few teams in the draft. They might get Justin Fields.
You know, Colts too. They're looking for a quarterback. I'm pretty sure.
Supposedly Frank Wright wants him back.
Really? Yeah.
Which is some dog shit. But the owner says he wants to put in his 2 cents because he's the owner.
Yeah.
So I think they should really move on from him.
Yeah.
Just because you are missing. I know Colin Cowherd said it best, and I had said it the same way. They need a better quarterback. If they would have had a better quarterback, they win that game. Now, it's not his fault that Michael Pittman dropped the ball in the end zone, and it's not his fault that Blankenship missed the field goal. But if you have a little more mobility, and if you have a little more arm strength or arm talent, you win this game a little more considerably. Actually, I think they would have blown out the Bills. I think honestly, if they had a better quarterback play. Again, he didn't play bad, but he could have played better. And also his team could play better. I don't know. It's not his fault. but it could have been better quarterback play.
Yeah.
My opinion. But I mean, to wrap it all up, this was episode 28. It was
29?
No, I think it was 28. I think we're at 28. Yeah.
28.
Yeah, this is episode 28. I think this one was it was a bomb episode.
Yeah.
We killed the streets. Hopefully, y'all love this episode. We're gonna try to put out some episodes, man. We're gonna try to put out some content for y'all.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to talk about a little. We're gonna have a little episode hopefully soon. Maybe we can record for Thursday on that one, but talk about other sports.
Wait, which we might? Oh, the fucking mic here.
Yeah.
I was about to ask you. I was like, what is it? I forgot what the fuck we were doing.
And we're gonna try to break down the UFC. We're gonna try to do all that. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to get our boy Kike on to talk about how the Bears are trash, but we'll make.
You scared? He ran away from smoke a little bit.
Yeah, he said fuck the Bears. So, but we're gonna try to get that content out, and we're gonna just try to be pushing, striving, all that.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, I'm Alexis. That's Dave the Third, and this was Nothing Less Podcast, episode 29.
Peace.